YouTube, what's going on? Back with my latest video. Today we're going to be counting down my top 5 comic book pickups from 2021. So still January, so I feel like this is still appropriate to make this countdown list, but I have a lot of cool things to show you guys. Some I've shown you in the past and some that are going to be brand new to you guys. I'm really excited to count down these comic book pickups from last year. So let's get right into it and see what I got. Here we go.
Listen, been in the game for a minute, clocking in because it's time to get down to business. Stunting is a habit, on me I'm good at it. Ask around town, I'm known as the Popsavage.
Alright guys, before we get into this video, please smash that like button down below. Let me know you guys are enjoying these videos, and as always, if you're new to this channel, welcome. Hit subscribe button down below as well so you're updated to my most recent content, and hit that bell notification so you're alerted as soon as I post a new video. So like I said, I just want to count down my top 5 comic book pickups from last year. I bought a whole lot of stuff, I still haven't shown you guys yet that I got in 2021 that I'm still excited to show you guys, but these are probably my 5 favorite. I mean, I've gotten some bigger books than this, but these are just kind of what I like, and not necessarily the most expensive books, but my favorite that I got in 2021. So without further ado, let's get into number 5. Alright guys, so starting at number 5, this is a book I haven't shown you guys yet, so like I said, there's some new ones, and I'm gonna give you a hint. Number 1 you have not seen yet, so make sure you are staying till the end. But this book is one that I never really thought that I'd get, but this one came across as an auction for a great deal. I was actually surprised I won it for such a great deal, and it's, you know, a really well presenting book. It's a really become a classic now. We have Marvel Superheroes number 18, the first appearance and origin of the Guardians of the Galaxy. So this is in the 6.5. All these books are actually slabs. A lot of the books I got that I that were raw books I sent out to get graded and haven't gotten them back yet since like the beginning of 2021. So when they come in, I'll show you guys. But this book, like I said, I won an auction. It's the first appearance of the Guardians of the Galaxy. It's actually not any of the members that you guys probably are familiar with from the movie. Yondu's in here, but for the most part, the other members of the Guardians of the Galaxy, like Star-Lord, Gamora, Rocket Raccoon, Drax, are all in different comic books. I don't have any of those yet, but definitely will keep my eye out this year to get them. But I picked this one up kind of before Guardians of the Galaxy 3 comes out. This is a book that, you know, was just glossed over and looked over for so many years until the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise popped up. And to me, it's one of my favorite franchises that is in the MCU. It's very, very funny. If you guys haven't seen it yet, I don't know where have you been, but it's a very, very good movie, very good franchise, and definitely one that I enjoyed and had to pick this one up when I saw it, and really, really happy and lucky to get this one for such a great deal. And in the 6.5, it presents very, very well. You guys probably can't even tell too much of the damage on this one, but it's a very well presenting book. It's an iconic book, you know, and just one I'm really happy to have this in my collection. So number 5, we have the first appearance of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Alright guys, so at number 4 we have another book that I've never shown you guys before. Like I said, I have a stack of books that I just have waiting to make videos for this kind of like mail call stuff that I'll stack up, and you know, when it's time to do a video, I do it. And this one is one I've been really excited to show you guys. This is one of my favorite pickups from last year. Another book that I'd never really thought about getting, and really, really happy to pull the trigger and get this one because it's kind of like a consolation prize, because I'll probably never get the real thing, or I shouldn't say never, but for now, this is a win to me. We have Tales of Suspense number 40. This is the second appearance of Iron Man. So we have it in the 3.5, so it's lower grade, but the only reason I really think it's lower grade, to me at least, is the the discoloring. You know, this is an old book. It's from 1963, so next year, what's that going to be? 60 years for this book. So like I said, this is the second appearance of Iron Man in comic books. The first appearance is obviously Tales of Suspense number 39. That book in this kind of grade is definitely over 10 grand, I think, at this point. So this is definitely a nice consolation prize. I didn't pay anywhere near that for this book. But you guys can see right there, if you're not familiar, back in the day, Iron Man had a gold costume, and then he, I think in issue, don't quote me, like 44 or 45, he kind of changes over to the costume we guys know and love today. But originally Iron Man was gold, and that's really, really cool. You know, part of Marvel history right here. getting the second appearance of him. This is a book, like I said, I won an auction. I never had really had this on my radar, but sometimes that's the best way to get stuff is when you're not looking for it, you kind of find good deals. And this one was a really good deal, and a 3.5. I'm pleased with it. It presents really well. It doesn't look like a bad copy of a comic book. Let me know what you guys think, but I think this one looks very, very dope. Really cool book to get for this year, and definitely makes the list at number 4 for 2021. Alright guys, so if you follow this channel at all and you've been watching my comic book pickups for this year, you probably think or know that this book was going to make the list just because it's nostalgic for me. It's something, I collect outside of comic books, and it's just a very, very dope book to me personally. We have Space Jam in a 9.2. So for me, this book just kind of transcends comics. You guys know I'm a huge Space Jam collector. I picked this up before the new Space Jam movie had come out, and I picked it up as a raw copy, sent it out to CGC, got it pressed and everything, and it came back 9.2, which for me was really, really cool. I was a kid when this book came out in 1996, and there's no way I would have kept a book in a 9.2 condition, because this is a kid's book, so 9.6s and 9.8s are definitely harder to get. I'm very pleased with 9.2. I don't know where the value is, where it lands on these. I think I paid like $20-30 for the copy raw. I'm very pleased with 9.2. This book is beyond value for me. It's really nostalgic. It fits right into my Space Jam collection, and just in general, it's a dope comic book. One of those books that no one really seeks out because people probably don't even know it exists. But this Space Jam comic book, which was actually produced by DC Comics, you can see it right up there. Very dope. Just so nostalgic and iconic for me, and this book had to make the list at number 3 for 2021. Alright guys, so at number 2 we have a two-way tie, and it's because I got it at the same time. You guys probably have seen them on the channel before and probably can guess what they are, but these are, again, stuff I never really expected to get in the collection. They're definitely great consolation prizes or pieces in the collection for hopefully maybe getting the real thing in the collection at some point. But we have X-Men #1 and Spider-Man #1 a page. So very, very cool for me to get these in the collection. Spider-Man #1 actually has a picture of Spider-Man on there. Sometimes you get pages where it's from the comic book and you don't have like the actual character on there. And for X-Men I have Magneto, which is also his first appearance. So pretty cool. This isn't the first appearance of Spider-Man. Obviously that's Amazing Fantasy 15, but it still has Spider-Man on the page is really dope. But to have a copy of X-Men #1 the page with actually the first appearance of Magneto, who's one of the best Marvel villains to me, definitely a complex character, is really dope. So these are definitely, holder pieces for the collection. I definitely would love this year to be able to pick up a full book in low grade for one of these two books. X-Men would really be my favorite because you guys know I collect that. But these were just such a cool thing to have in the collection. It's almost a little bit better than having a cover if you think about it, because these are actual pages. You can read them, you can see what's going on inside, whereas a slab book you can't. So I think these are cool collector pieces. I don't have any problem collecting pages. I think they're very, very cool and underrated pieces in the comic community. And having these two books, iconic books in the collection as pages, is a win for me. So these definitely have to make a list number 2. One of my cooler pickups for this last year. Alright guys, and at number 1 is a book I have not shown you guys yet. And for whatever reason, this is like my holy grail for years. There's always books that just seem to get away from me. Every time I bid, I lose by $1 or something like that. I'll miss out on the auction. The buy now prices will be too high, and I'm cheap, so I always look for a good deal. But I finally, this year, won an auction for this book. It's just one of the ones that escaped me. There's other books like that hopefully I get in this next coming year I can show you guys. But this book has just been an iconic cover for me. One of the few books that are from this run that I am missing, and just one I'm very, very happy to finally check off the list. We have X-Men #58. So you guys probably out there wondering why this is even my favorite book for this year, and that's just it. It's sometimes about the chase. This is the first appearance of Havoc. So growing up, I used to play a video game called X-Men Mutant Academy 2, and Havoc was one of my favorite characters on there. That's kind of around then when I started liking X-Men. When I played that, watched the animated series, and I just always have wanted the first appearance of some of the characters in that book that, or that game that maybe a lot of people don't like Forge was one of the first comic books I ever got, was the first appearance of Forge, because he's on there. That's where my love for Nightcrawler came as well, but also Havoc. And this book, for the longest time, just one that I could never nail down. And I finally won it at the end of 2021, and I got into 6.5, which is a pretty high grade for this book. This book's pretty old. It's from 1969. And it's just got an iconic cover. You got Havoc on there, that blue cover. It's kind of a harder book to get. I've never really seen it in higher grades. I mean, obviously there are copies higher than this, but they get pretty expensive because it's a tougher book to get in high grade that I've seen. But it's also a pretty rare book. They don't come up so often compared to other X-Men books. I've seen X-Men #1 come up more than this one, and this one's not even that rare. So this book is just hard to get, at least in my experience. A lot of people are looking for it, and hopefully one day we see Havoc enter the MCU. He was in the old X-Men movie, but hopefully when we get X-Men, they give Cyclops brothers some love. And just a really dope book right here, and I'm really happy to get this one in the collection. And like I said, the chase sometimes just makes this more sentimental. You guys have seen that with my Funko Pops, where Zula made #1 on my list for Funko Pops for the year. The chase kind of just makes this one the prize and the king of the collection for 2021. So there you guys go, my top 5 comic book pickups from this year. Like I said, I have a whole lot more coming in, a whole lot more to show you guys, so make sure you subscribe so you can see more stuff like this. I hope you guys like the comic book videos. I know it's something different than the normal subject of the channel, but this is something I like, and I like to share what I like with you guys. So hopefully you enjoy it. Drop down in the comment section below if you did. Make sure you hit the like button if you did as well. Subscribe if you're new. Check me out on my second channel, Savage Breaks, where I do Pokemon and sport card openings. And also check me out on my Instagram at ThePopSavage. You can stay connected there too. Thanks again for watching, guys. Until next time, I'll see you later.